So the movie follows a year after the first one, where Batman has established himself as a hero, spreading fears to all the criminals of Gotham, until a new villain has risen from the shadows, known as the Joker, who's been scamming off all the crime bosses, only to be able to work with them so that they would be able to make Gotham know that they run the city. And so Batman has been working alongside Commissioner Gordon, along with a new ally, Harvey Dent, just so that they can stop the crime family along with the Joker. Now, The Dark Knight has surpassed all of our expectations, really more than we would thought from what we'd seen from the previews. The film just has so much integrity to the characters, story, and theme that it just leaves you in complete astonishment at how great it is in every moment as we're watching it. Now, most of the main actors return to their characters. Christian Bale as Batman, and Michael Caine as Alfred, Morgan Freeman as Lucius, and Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. They're all great in their parts, but Heath Ledger as the Joker just steals the show from all of them. And how he plays out his character and how he's written, he's just one of the greatest villains of all time, along the lines of Hannibal Lecter or Alex DeLarge. And this isn't because Heath Ledger died before the movie was released, which I do feel bad about it, but I don't sympathize with celebrity deaths which relate to drugs or incidents where they did have a choice. But beside the point, it's because he's portrayed as a nemesis in a way that no matter what resolution they find to stop a situation caused by the Joker, he'll always win at the end. And he may not look like it, but he is portrayed like in the comic books, where he's all about causing chaos, killing people, breaking down their hopes, and just doing unpredictable things with people.
Is it the... Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them? Come here. Hey. Look at me. So I had a wife, beautiful, like you, who tells me I worry too much, who tells me I ought to smile more, who gambles and gets in deep with the sharks. Hey, one day they carve her face. We have no money for surgeries. She can't take it. I just want to see her smile again. I just want her to know that I don't care about the scars. So, I stick a razor in my mouth and do this to myself. And you know what? She can't stand the sight of me. She leaves.
Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent was fantastic. He's a man of both sides of the law, and does whatever he can to bring justice to its own hands. But when he starts falling from grace and got his face disfiguredly scarred, he can't tell from right or wrong, and takes justice to a whole radical sort of way that doesn't define itself, and just depends everything on a coin flip. Now, Chris Nolan directs The Dark Knight, and what he wanted to do with this movie is that he wants to make a Batman and Joker movie because they're the best combination in any Batman world, while still keeping that logical sense in his Batman world. Because at this point, you must know that this is very much unlike the last series, where there are several battle clashes in between scenes. We see Batman actually doing detective stuff, where he's trying to look for evidence against criminals and trying to take them down through the law, while still preserving all that action for later on. And the score by James Newton Howard and Hans Zimmer once again is phenomenal, especially the Joker's theme, which is just this high-pitched noise, but I still like it because it sums up the character for who he is, and for the rest of the movie, it still has that sense of heightened tension that goes along with everything that's going on in each scene. So, overall, The Dark Knight feels like the perfect movie. It's the best comic book movie out there, the best of its decade, and possibly the best film in general. I'll probably have to look it up later, but still. It feels like a war from beginning to end while watching it. From the Joker's bank heist against the criminals to the battle between him and Batman at the party and the Bat Tumbler Bat Pod chase scene and so on. There's just no breather in between scenes that it makes it so fun and entertaining as hell for you to watch it. And I give my mad props to everyone that was involved with this. The actors, directors, writers, composers, editors, cinematographers, and so on. I thank you all for making the perfect movie for almost everyone for them to watch. And you get that feeling at the end of watching it that you feel that you can't watch any other movie after watching The Dark Knight for a long while. Or at least until the next morning. And you know that New York Times 1000 Best Movies Ever Made list? Well, burn it, rewrite it, and include The Dark Knight in it. It's that great. Out of 5, I give it my 5 full stars. Watch it if you haven't yet for the love of Batman, and if not that, then for the love of masterpiece movies. So, on to the special features. This is the Blu-ray Steelbook, and because it doesn't have a sleeve on it, I'll just have to guess that it has several trailers, production stills and galleries, a 3-hour-long documentary featurette of the making of The Dark Knight, no commentary track, that's for sure, and several origin stories about the comic books and what made the movie. So, I hope my guess is precise. So that's all I got to say. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with The Dark Knight Rises. This is Utah Moses, signing out.